Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing well. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to my respected Ma'am Lubna for giving me this valuable opportunity and for her kind invitation. I warmly welcome all the participants and thank you so much for taking out your precious time to join this webinar. As you can see on the screen, our topic is small actions, big impact, conserving natural resources in our daily life. This topic highlights how small steps in our daily routine can create a big positive impact on our environment. The first part, I will briefly introduce natural resources, their types, and their uses in our daily life. In the second part, my fellow Lara Zafar will discuss the major problems related to natural resources and their impacts. If you have any question during the session, please feel free to write them in the chat box. I will be happy to answer them at the end. So without taking much of your time, let's begin the session. The core message of our webinar is that natural resources are not infinite. We are using them carelessly without realizing how deeply our current behavior will negatively impact the long-term future. First of all, it is essential to understand what natural resources actually are. In simple words, natural resources are material that are provided by nature. These are essential for human survival and development. We are using them in our daily life for food, energy, and shelter. Some most common examples include water, air, sunlight, plants, and animals. Natural resources can be classified in many ways, but here we will discuss only two bases of classification. On the basis of origin, natural resources are classified into biotic resources and abiotic resources, and on the basis of renewability, natural resources are classified into renewable resources and non-renewable resources. What are biotic resources? Biotic resources are natural resources that come from living organisms. Some most common biotic resources are food, plants, and animals. First of all, let's talk about food, which is one of our most important and basic needs. Food is not just for removing hunger, it is the fuel of our body. It nourishes us every day. Food gives us energy and health. It works as fuel for our daily activities and physical exercises, helping us stay active throughout the day. Food is very important for our brain. It nourishes the brain and helps improve our thinking ability and learning. Healthy food provides us with vitamins that strengthen our immune system and protect us from different diseases. Food is not just about eating. It is very important for soil health. It uses water efficiently and supports soil health. It is also plays an important role in the creative expression. Cooking and baking are not just needs, they are also forms of art and creativity where people can express their ideas. Food is a major source of trade and provides jobs and livelihoods to people all over the world. Food connects people with family and friends. It strengthens relationships and keeps traditions alive. Food helps to build our muscles, bones, and tissues, which are very important for our body's growth and development. That is why we say food is not just eating, it is nourishment for life. Now, let's talk about plants. Plants are not just about the beauty of the earth, they are our life support system. Without them, life on the earth is impossible. The most important role of plant is the oxygen production. Through photosynthesis, they produce clean oxygen, which is necessary for us to breathe. Plants also have cultural and aesthetic importance. They make our environment beautiful and give us inspiration for art, culture, and peace of mind. Plants help control temperature and keeps the balance of gases in the atmosphere, which helps keep our planet cool. Plants prevent soil erosion. Their roots hold the soil tightly and protect it from being washed away or blown away. Plants are not only for humans, they also provide homes and protection for many birds and animals. Many life-saving medicines are made from plant-based compounds, which are very important for our health. Plants provide important raw materials like wood for buildings and cotton for clothing, as well as many everyday products. Plants are the base of the global food chain. They provide food for both humans and animals. That is why we say no plants, no life. Now let's talk about animals, which are an important part of our life. Animals can be our companions. Pets give us emotional support and make us feel happy. Some animals can work hard. For example, oxen are used for ploughing fields. Some animals help keep the environment clean. For example, crows eat dead animals, which helps prevent the spread of diseases. Earthworms and insects decompose waste and make the soil fertile. Animals are also used in science and research. They are also used for developing new medicines. Most importantly, animals are part of our ecosystem. They help maintain balance and keep the environment stable. Some animals help us in our transportation and farming, such as horses and oxen. Animals provide us with raw materials like wool, leather, and silk. Animals give us food such as milk, eggs, meat, and honey. That's why animals are not just useful, but they are part of our ecosystem. Now let's talk about the abiotic resources. What are abiotic resources? These are the natural resources that come from non-living components. Most common abiotic resources are water, air, and sunlight. First of all, let's talk about water. We often think of water for only for drinking, but in reality, water is a basic part of our life. We drink water every day to stay hydrated and helps our body function properly. Water is used in cooking. It is essential for preparing almost every kind of food. Water is very important for cleaning and hygiene. Without water, we cannot maintain cleanliness. Water plays a very important role in agriculture. It is necessary for growing crops. Without it, food production would stop. Water is also used in factories for making products and cooling machines. It also supports the life of plants and animals. An interesting fact is that water is also used to generate electricity, which is known as hydropower, which we use in our daily life. That's why we say water is life. In air, now let's talk about air. Air is something we cannot see, but it is one of the most important things for our life. We need oxygen that comes from air. Without air, we cannot survive even for a few minutes. Air helps birds and insects to fly. They maintain the balance of the climate by keeping temperature and weather stable. Plants also need air because they use carbon dioxide for plants for growing. Air plays a role in transportation. Airplanes fly because of air. When cars or bikes move, they face air resistance. That's why vehicles are designed to be aerodynamic, so they can move faster with less resistance. In today's modern world, air is used to generate wind energy, which is a clean and renewable resource of energy. That is why we can say air is invisible but essential. Now let's talk about sunlight. Sunlight is the major source of energy on the earth. Plants use sunlight to perform photosynthesis, which means they make their own food. Sunlight gives us vitamin D, which is important for strong bones and a healthy immune system. Sunlight plays a major role in controlling the weather system, including the water cycle and rainfall. Because of sunlight, plants grow and produce food which we eat. Sunlight provides natural light to brighten our homes. This helps us reduce the use of artificial lighting and saves energy. Sunlight helps in our daily activities like drying clothes and lighting our surroundings. Nowadays, we can convert sunlight into solar energy to produce electricity, and that's why we can say sunlight is the major source of energy on the earth. Now let's we talk about the renewable resources. What are renewable resources? That these are resources that can be replenished naturally and do not get exhausted easily if managed properly. Some common examples of renewable resources are solar energy, wind energy, water, forest if replanted. First of all, in the center of this diagram, we can see the earth shown in a green energy cycle. This shows how important renewable energy is for our planet. Now let's look at these energy sources one by one. Wind power. Large wind turbines are installed. When a strong wind blows, these turbines rotate and produce electricity. Biomass fuels. These are obtained from plants and other organic materials. It is a great way to convert waste into clean energy fuel. Geothermal heat. This uses the heat from inside the earth to provide continuous energy. The power of ocean waves and tides is used to produce electricity. Energy storage is important so that when there is no sunlight or wind, the stored energy can still supply electricity. Flowing water in the dams and streams, they are used to produce clean energy. Solar panels convert sunlight directly into electricity, which is now commonly used in the homes. In simple words, renewable energy sources are clean, sustainable, and essential for our future. Now let's talk about non-renewable resources. What are non-renewable resources? These are limited resources that take millions of years to form and cannot be replaced quickly. Some most common examples include coal, oil, and natural gas. First of all, at the top of the diagram, you can see that fossil formation. Millions of years ago, when dead plants and animals were buried under the earth, due to heat and pressure, they changed into coal, oil, and gas. These are called fossil fuels. Petroleum. Petroleum is taken out from deep inside the earth in the form of crude oil. It is then refined to make petrol, diesel, and other fuels. Natural gas. Natural gas is often found with oil. It is used in homes and industries for heating and cooking. Coal mining. Coal is a solid fossil fuel that is extracted by mining. It is widely used to produce electricity, but it is also one of the most polluting fuels. Limiting and now we will see limiting and environmental impacts. There are two important points. Limits. These resources are limited and are being used very quickly. Environmental impact. Burning fossil fuels releases harmful gases such as greenhouse gases. They pollute the air. To obtain these resources, heavy machines are used to dig the earth. This process can damage land and forest. Uranium is not a fossil, but it is still a non-renewable resource because it is limited. It is used to produce nuclear energy, which generates a large amount of electricity. Non-renewable electricity. Electricity produced from coal, oil, and gas is called non-renewable electricity. It is useful, but it has a high environmental cost. Natural resources in Pakistan. If we talk about the natural resources of Pakistan, Pakistan is rich in natural resources such as it has rivers, Indus River system, fertile land for agriculture, sunlight for solar potential, and minerals such as coal, gas are also present in Pakistan. Most widely utilized resources in Pakistan are natural gas for energy, water for irrigation, and agricultural land for crops. Overuse of natural resources leads to depletion and environmental damage. Most common examples include wasting water, excess electricity usage, cutting forest, which is known as deforestation, and overhunting of animals. If we check the reality, environmental issues remain, as we can see in the diagram. Deforestation continues, water scarcity increases day by day, and urban pollution remains. In Quran, Allah says, "Eat and drink, but do not waste. Surely He does not like the wasteful." Nature also teaches us the same lesson. Everything in nature is balanced and nothing is wasted. So we should also use our resources carefully and avoid waste, just like we are taught in this verse. Thank you so much, all of you, for your attention.